So welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me here.
I'm
Yeah,
so glad. I think we have been trying for a long time. It's
yeah,
been
it's
long
been
time.
so I think we have connected before 6 months and still till now maybe it's we have completed 6 months. We are trying to connect, but unfortunately we were not. So today we are here. Let's enjoy the conversation.
Yeah, I'm happy that today we connected. So of course we can have a beautiful conversation, right? So
Yes.
let's start with introduction so that we
Sure.
can know more each other. Yeah.
So can I
Yeah, please introduce yourself, then I will.
So, as you can see on the screen, my name is Priyanka. I belong to Uttarakhand, but now I live in Gurugram, Haryana. I have done masters and qualified UGC NET exam. Now I'm preparing for an assistant professor job. Simultaneously, I run a YouTube channel. My channel name is Speak with Priyanka Kataria, where I'm uploading conversational videos, sometimes some solo videos. I love this language. That is why I love connecting with people also and reading books or spending time with nature, spending time with my family. These all are my hobbies. Thank you so much for listening to me.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, that's amazing. I would say that your introduction is quite interesting. And as you mentioned that you cleared UGC NET, that is fascinating me because I also feel some time to prepare. Like, I
Okay.
feel this, I think about that, but I haven't decided yet. But yeah, I want this. Let's see what will happen because now I'm doing master. So, okay, by
Yes.
the way, let me tell you about myself, then you will get to know. Yeah, as you know, my name is Sweta and I'm from Jalpaiguri, West Bengal. I have completed my graduation and now I'm doing masters in first year. And
Mhm.
as well as I have a YouTube channel for uploading videos of English conversation and solo video. I want to make a lot of videos of English. So I have started YouTube channel and also I teach English offline, online both. And at the
Mhm.
same time, I am learning. I have been learning for a long time. So that's all about me. Yeah.
Okay, great. You started teaching as well.
Yeah, I started teaching because I want to connect with this language. And always when I started learning, since
Mhm.
that time I wanted to teach English or something I wanted to do. So I found myself here. So yes,
Mhm.
I started that way. And it is going on. And still I'm learning because I have learned to by myself. So still I need to do so many things for learning and teaching both. And I have responsibility of teaching in institute and online also. So for that
Okay.
reason,
Yeah.
yeah,
But and the thing is, when we teach somebody, so we will learn a lot.
exactly. And even I did the same thing to learn and upgrade myself by teaching. And that is what I did actually. I when I started making videos of solo video, if I tell you, then I started. That time I was thinking something is missing, and that time I didn't start teaching online. It's
Mhm.
been I think 6 months ago. That time I started proper making videos like having conversation in this way. So that time actually I decided to like have conversation to understand like co-learners what they face problem or what are the difficulties or what can we discuss and we can understand a lot of things and we can learn from that, right? So practically and even that is so that's
Mhm.
why I started with that and I got confident from that itself like by having conversation and then I decided to teach online and yes I have been teaching it
Okay.
already completed 4 or 5 months. Yeah.
Great. And teaching is also a skill. So I have a question arise in my mind right now after listening to you, you are teaching. So if you stuck anywhere in front of your students, so how do you manage or how do you handle that situation if you don't know and that person is asking, please tell me, ma'am, please help me here in this particular area. So but you don't know. So how will you handle that situation, particular situation?
Till now, it didn't happen like this way, but no, I didn't
Let's
face this problem actually. But if I can face this problem, then I can tell them directly that no, I don't know about that. I have to research about that because I'm also learning. And till now, it didn't happen like this way. So, yeah, let's see what will happen. And I try to learn properly. So, and even when I teach students, so I try to tell them what is their difficulties. According to that, I work. So, they don't get this type of situation to ask me like this way. So I didn't
Mm.
face that problem. Yeah. And
And yeah,
yeah,
please.
I work their problem actually. So according to that, we talk, and even I tell them like I didn't feel this much this type of actually any kind of situation maybe, but future I can feel that because I have been learning and still I'm learning. So I have to deal with that and I have to accept that and then I have to learn that. So after
Mm.
accepting, I should learn about that if I don't know about that. So many grammar parts are there, which is still I study, but sometimes I feel that no, when I try to teach students that grammar part, so I feel
Mm.
that no, there is lacking. I have to study properly. Theoretically we can do properly in grammar portion. Basically, it happens when we get like what we can say, we don't get topic or proper structure. We can't make them understand only
Mm.
just for grammar. This happens with grammar only. Grammar is huge. So I face problem with grammar sometimes because I learned by watching and listening and speaking. So these days I explore on grammar and grammar topic is huge.
Mm.
So till now, I didn't face from students that they're asking me and I'm not getting and I'm not able to give the answer. But in future, maybe it can be possible because grammar is a huge and in grammar topic, it's quite difficult to understand everything. And it can be possible that a student will ask and I will not be able to give answer properly because grammar is huge. And
Huge.
here we need to explore a lot.
Mm.
When I started studying about grammar, so I get to know so many things. It's still new
Mm.
topics are there. So many grammar topics are there that I don't know. But we use because by practicing, by speaking, we know about that. But the
Mm.
meaning of sentences or the meaning of the language, which is the structure or what we can say about that structure or uh, the concept, we don't understand that, right? So
Mm.
after
And
only reading or like a subject, if we study, then only we can understand properly. And when we practically teach a student grammar topic, only then we can learn properly this grammar topic. Actually, I feel so. Yeah.
somehow we can learn this concept of grammar, but it is very difficult to make others understand. Like, in this way, I have learned. You have to learn also, so that is difficult task. I
For
also study teaching, so I also feel somewhere like I can understand, but it is very difficult task to make others understand.
Definitely. Yeah, you highlighted one point. This is really amazing. What I wanted to say that, yeah, we understand properly. When I read properly, I research a lot about grammar because grammar is very huge. As I told you, it's huge. And I got to know so many topics these days when I study about grammar. So I understand today. Suppose I understand this topic, and if I want to teach that topic, students, it is not possible. So now I haven't started teaching of grammar basically proper depth way. Just
Mm.
I tell them practically how I learned even
Mm.
by speaking, by using online platform, and I share with them in this way. And actually, speaking and listening is important here more. So that is I try to highlight mostly. But yes, I also recommend students to read grammar. Grammar
Mm.
is just a subject we should understand gradually. We can just explore with this. We can
Yeah.
experiment with that. Yeah.
Mm. Okay. Great. Yeah.
Okay, so now currently, what are you doing? Are you preparing for any assistant professor, as you mentioned, right?
Yes, yes. I'm preparing for assistant professor job. Simultaneously, I am preparing for JRF also. Like both are similar. I want to do PhD. So if I will be able to qualify JRF, so I will do PhD. Otherwise, I will try to join any college or university as an assistant professor. So these are in my bucket. I want to do in this year. Or yes, I'm working on my language also. So yeah, these things I'm doing.
Okay, so how long have you been working in this English language?
Unconsciously, I am learning this language since my childhood because in schools also we used to study grammar portion and all, like theoretical portion. But consciously, I started learning last year in 2023. That time I started learning this language by myself. I started from speaking. I connected with so many people, and I connected with tutors also. I don't like name the platform here, So there are so many tutors. So I used to have conversation with them, and whatever feedback they provided me, I worked upon those feedbacks. And this much I have learned because of my dedication or because of my passion. Oh, yeah.
Okay. And as well as you are preparing for exam. So how are
Yes.
you preparing? How is it going? Like, is it, are you preparing for 6 hours? Like, are you studying 6 hours, 7 hours, 4 hours? How many hours do you study basically for that?
Yes. So I used to study like in a day around 8 to 10 hours last year
Okay, so
because
is it English literature?
no, it is management.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So I qualified net examination. I left only JRF. So nowadays I'm not that much focused. Like not focused. I'm not spending that much time because I've already qualified net. So now there are only I need only 10 to 15 marks more which I get in my last attempt. So I just revise and do mock test, give mock test every week. So this much I am doing right nowadays. Or last year I used to do a lot of things like 8 to 12 hours in a day. But now things are easy to me because I have already prepared notes and just I give mock test and all. Yeah.
Okay, now you just revised and you give mock test and all things, right?
Yeah.
Like when struggle starts with the beginning time, actually, when we start preparing any examination, and at that time we need to clear that attempt, first attempt. Like, did you clear first attempt, or in first attempt did you clear?
No, in my third
How many
attempt.
attempts?
In my third attempt. Yeah.
So you have done 3 attempts, then you cleared. Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing, but still you are doing like both things, learning English and preparing exam also. So apart
Mhm.
from that, what do you do?
Apart from that, as I told you, I'm also a YouTuber, so I
Oh,
nurture my YouTube, and it is also a time-taking thing. So usually I upload videos, editing, making thumbnail. So it takes a lot of time. Yeah.
I can completely understand.
I love reading also, so whenever I get free time, so I read. Ah.
Yes, I can completely understand that being a YouTuber, we can understand that. Okay, so you read books. Which type of book do you read?
I read non-fiction books, like self-help books. I have read 4 5 books in 2024, and in this year I'm going to read more than that number, maybe more than 20 25 books. So yeah.
Oh, wow, that's great. I also want to read so many books, but I can't be consistent of reading books. But I
Why?
also want to read. Why? If I tell you why, because I don't know. I really like to read books, okay, but I can't be consistent with that. Like one day I read, and second day I do some other things, or I go home. Like I live alone. So most of the time I go in the village, like go my village area. So I went my home, like I go my home, and I go institute for teaching. There I spend time and I study my literature. That is very difficult for me right now. I feel good of reading literature because earlier actually I was facing problem with literature subject because I didn't have knowledge about literature and I was not studying, I was not going college also. So by myself I did everything in my graduation because it was COVID-19. So
Yeah.
during COVID-19 I was doing my graduation, and that time I took English literature, and that time I didn't have any idea about literature, or I didn't know about English language. I was not able to understand that literature part because literature is quite difficult and tough. It's written book, so we have to go deep into that. So I was not understanding. So when I learned English, right now I'm doing masters in literature. So now I feel interest in reading literature and understanding the concept and all things. So I try to read literature and my chapters, you can say. So here I give my time.
Yeah, that also comes in reading. You are also reading. You are also a reader.
Yeah,
Uh,
but
yes.
I
When
don't read particular, books from my
mm,
chapter or from my subject. I don't read particular topic or books, you can say. I just read short shortcut, you can say, like summary and all things. and I most of the time use ChatGPT for my literature also. So I study with ChatGPT also. So it's a shortcut, I can say that. Not reading books fully, because literature is also huge. And here,
Mm,
if I start reading, then I have to go depth, and
mm,
I have to start with a lot of reading books, and that
mm,
is I don't do basically. That's why I feel that literature is hard for me. Yeah,
mm.
but
I
yeah,
have
still
done
trying.
graduation.
Yes.
I have done graduation in English literature.
Okay, you have done graduation in English literature, but masters you have done in another
Yeah,
subject.
in business
Mm,
management. Yeah.
okay.
Mm.
But is it possible to continue
Yes,
like this?
yes, yes, it is possible. You can do.
Take
Or,
graduation in, yeah.
mm, yeah.
I didn't know about that. I was thinking that maybe if we are doing graduation in literature or like any particular subject, then we have to be continue with this for
Mm.
masters.
Yeah,
Okay.
but now you can do it. Yeah.
Okay. So how did you find it literature in your graduation? My story was so bad, you can say. Like somehow I managed.
Yeah, my story also like that because I was doing that graduation. I used to live in a village and we used to go college once or twice in a month. So we didn't get chance to learn from teachers. We used to study from books and all whatever we uh, gone through in that book we have written in our examination or yeah just like somehow we completed our graduation.
Yeah, I can completely understand that. I even did that. And even we had given off online exam. It was
Hmm,
online mode. For second
right.
year, I had given online mode, and then third year, I gave offline. So it was tough for me because we were habituated with online. For second year, we were giving online, so we were free, and it was college time. So I was also not studying that much of that
Hmm,
subject, particularly literature. I was not getting any interest of that subject because it was new for me, because I had completed my like I completely done my school in Bengali medium. My medium was Bengali. So it
okay.
was so difficult for me to understand, because in my school life I was not understanding properly English. I
Hmm,
was able to read, but I was not able to understand English. So all of a sudden, I took English literature, and it was tough for me to understand the depth. So somehow I managed, and even that time also I used ChatGPT for passing my examination. Okay.
okay.
And this
Okay.
time also, if I tell you honestly, I follow ChatGPT again, like ChatGPT, and I watch videos on YouTube, and I just understand topic when examination is near, like
Hmm.
when examination come. That time I only study with like YouTube video and ChatGPT. So that's how I am doing my graduation and literature, to be honest. So that's why I'm not into that much depth. But nowadays, these days, if I tell you, I'm feeling little bit interest of literature. Like when I about to complete my master's degree, that time I'm feeling little bit interest of that. So
Hmm.
I want to study, and let's see what will happen if I will able to read properly, or if I can be if I can go depth in English literature. So I will study further for the UGC net, as you are also saying. So I feel somehow interest of that UGC preparation. So,
Yes.
but in literature, I have to go depth. So that
Hmm.
is, I'm not able to do that right now, because I all the time focus on English language. So that
Hmm.
is also main point. And teaching and learning and doing these things, it's not possible. But for UGC net, we need to prepare properly, isn't it?
Prepare
We
properly
have to.
and you have deep knowledge about your subject. Like you have done your master's in English literature, so you have to gain deep knowledge about your subject because the marks weightage or marks is around 100 questions and 200 marks.
Okay. Yes, I have to be serious for that. Actually, I don't know. I when I study, like when I my examination comes, that time I I always feel interest of studying that aura or that vibe I get when I like examination is around the corner, and that time I started with that time I started studying. That time I really feel great to study about that depth, and I watch a lot of videos, and I watch movies of novel and all things. Novels and dramas are their story. So I really love to do these things. Okay. and somehow I complete my examination. I study 5 days or maybe 7 days or 3 days for my examination, and in that way I studied a lot. Like within 3, 5, 7 days, I study a lot and I give my examination in that way. So I
Yes.
felt great. That time I felt great. Like, oh wow, I can do that within 1 week, within 7 days. So why not? If I can study properly every single day, day after way, then I can go proper way, right? I can
Mm.
go in depth way, and I can also study further. So
Right.
that's how I think right now. This is just happening with me. I always try to think about that. Yes, literature is important for me. Right now, I about to complete my master's. So yeah, I have
So
given
you
all.
Yeah, you are the kind of person who is not studious, but when it time to give
Mm,
examination, you study a
exactly.
lot day and night.
Yeah, exactly. I don't take pressure when there is no any examination. But yeah, I study a lot. When I study, that time I study a lot. When I don't study, that time I don't study. This
Yes.
happens with me a lot. And even self-help book, when I study, I really feel good. I study a lot. But when I stop, like one day if I take gap, then second day it's difficult to again
Mhm.
come with the same
So
phrase or
then,
something,
so
some
for
flow.
it, yeah. So for it, what you can do, you should put your books next to your pillow. So whenever you go for sleep, so book will tell you, "Let us read. Please read me. I'm
When
here."
you are saying this, still I have two books. Like I can't show you my bed, but I have still two books there, and that is one book is You Can Win. I have self-help books, so I read that. I recently started reading books. You Can Win and public speaking book. So, like public speaking book is there. So I have two books, and I started reading that, and it's still I have on my bed that book.
Mm.
And when you told me that, I am remembering that still I
Yeah.
have.
Yes.
Yeah. But you know what happened? When I study, I feel really great. But if I don't study, and nowadays it's a lot of distraction and all of things are there. So
Mm.
that's why also it happens. But if I set my mind to study, then I really like to study. Yeah, because the
Mm.
reading is just, I really like to read loud, out loud, because I want to improve also my English. And also
Mm.
there is so many things to learn while
Mm.
reading. We can learn so many things. So
Mm.
I always try to write and read both, but
Okay.
not consistent. That is my problem. I want to be consistent with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have a lot of in your plate, so you have to focus all the things. So that is why maybe. Mm.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have seen in your videos. You are little talkative when it come when you take break and then you start having conversation. That time you talk more. So I think you took break.
Oh my God, you're saying me that I am a talkative. But let me tell you that I'm not that much talkative. Okay, but for conversation, when I have conversation with people in English, basically in English, I talk a lot. I also feel sometimes
Mm.
because conversation is what having talking, like we have to speak proper way. And
Mm.
the one more thing I would like to tell you that I don't speak that much, and in my physically, if I say real life, like daily basis, if I tell you, then people tell me that why do you talk or not, like that people ask me.
In
And
first
those
we
who are
are
close
like
to me, they know that how much I talk. But those who don't know me, they ask me that do you talk or not. And I'm not a person who socialized a lot, so
mm,
I can tell you that I'm an introvert girl, and I stay in the room. I teach, I do my work, but I don't go outside that much, and I don't talk too much with people. So I feel that I'm an introvert girl, and I'm not talkative. I feel so. But the
uh,
first time I heard from you, for the
actually I
first
have
time anybody is saying,
Yeah, actually, I have watched your video with somebody when you were little bit ill and you stopped having conversation, but after a week break, you had a conversation with somebody. That time you
"Ah,
were not giving chance to speaking. That is why I'm saying today you are also like that. You are not giving me chance to speak, but it's okay. I'm
yeah,
enjoying listening to you.
exactly. Like my story, if it starts, like if I feel to share with anybody what is happening with me or right now, if you ask me about my subject related literature, so I always think about this, and today I shared with you. So I'm talking a lot, and I'm feeling that yes, I'm also talkative.
Yeah, it's okay.
All right, then we can say that. Okay, all right. Thank you so much for connecting. This much for today.
Yeah, thank you so much for connecting today, and it was lovely talking to you. Okay, bye bye.